And hello YouTubers. Let's get the screen enlarged for the people in the room. Right, now, person. Well, I want to make it sound like I'm really popular, see. I've only got Sue in today. I think the weather's put a lot of people off. So I'm going to have to try and read comments from several devices that I've got all over the place. So I'm going to do a bit of a paint like Monet. Now, there may be issues with connections today. I apologise if there are connection issues across the board. As I say, the internet is awful. Where I live, not far away, we had a power cut last night, and the internet's just shocking at the moment. I was looking and there's been multiple complaints in the area for this morning, so apologies. So, Impressionism. I'm doing the haystacks. I've done a very rough idea of how I want it to look. So if I don't see your comments, I am not ignoring you. It's just that my neck's not long enough. That's all it is. And I thought we'd do the haystacks. And Monet did loads of different haystacks, and we did, and that's what made me think Sue, because Sue comes to my art history lectures as well, which is nice. And we just did Impressionism and the Franco-Prussian War. I did a 2-hour lecture on that, which was very interesting. And so the factors that brought about Impressionism was the Industrial Revolution, really, because all brushes up to that point were round or big flat brushes, traditionally bound like that. And then they found that the metal ferrule that they used for a round brush in the Victorian Victorian period, if they squished the end, it would give them brushes that looked flat. So the flat brush was born in a variety of smaller sizes, so that made a massive difference, and Monet used the flat brush a lot in his work. And we've now got tubes of paint for the first time, because with Impressionism and the Industrial Revolution, the artists used to have to make their own paint from scratch, but now they could go to an art shop and buy paint in a tube. There were portable easels with drawers that they could fold down and carry, and there were trains for the first time where an artist could just nip on a train with his portable easel and canvas, with his tubes and his flat brushes inside the drawer, hop on a train and go to the country or the beach and sketch or paint from real life en plein air. En plein air isn't unique to the Impressionists. John Constable here in the UK did it way before with oil painting landscapes, and even before the Impressionists in Paris. Eugene Boudin was a forerunner of en plein air painting. So colour wise, I'm using acrylics today because I do think the Impressionists would love acrylics. Excuse my paper plate, but I've got limited space here, so I've made a little corner so I can fit it on the screen. So I've got on the top of the screen on YouTube, you'll see the colours, and I've got them in this order: ultramarine, black, white, cadmium red, yellow ochre and lemon yellow. And I'll be using 2 flat brushes and some water. So it is absolutely wonderful to have so many of you with me. Yes.
You've got that size. With Monet's haystacks, how big were his haystacks?
Monet tended to prefer a portable size of about A3 in modern terms, A3 to A2. Now Monet would work in half an hour periods. Now that doesn't mean that Monet would only paint in half an hour. Hopefully that's answered your question, Sally, sorry. But what he would have to do is return at the same time of day the following day to get the same light, because within half an hour things change. So you could take a longer period of time, and but you have to be at the same time to get the same light. But that would only be over a short period of time, because as the seasons change, the light changes, which is with Monet's haystacks. There's so much difference. Oh, and we've got it's 11 o'clock every day. There's a little music religious man that comes out with a guitar and sings. What's he singing today? And sometimes the ladies in the cafe join in, but because the weather's so bad, who knows. Right, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch flat brush mainly. Good morning, Naomi. This little light of mine. Oh, how lovely. It will stay on our Instagram feed. Yes, it will. We're having huge issues with our internet over here, and it's very annoying when you pay an extortionate amount for it. but BT is the main internet person. We don't even have an account with BT, but everybody rents their lines off BT, and they're having issues. But never mind. Right, so I'm going to use a 1/2 inch flat. So on Facebook, the link will stay live forever, so you can watch it there on our videos. On Instagram, you can watch it on our grid. On YouTube, you can watch it on our channel. So if you can't get it on one, you'll be able to watch me on one of them, I'm sure. If you can't get away from me at all. Right, now can I do this? I've got about half an hour to paint like Monet. Flat brush. I'm using acrylics. Monet used oils, but you can see that actually I'm going to mix a bit of white and ultramarine. Let me bring my palette in just a little bit here. Oh, they have joined in. There's only a couple in the cafe today, so I'm going white and a bit of ultramarine for my sky. And Monet used a technique known as tache, T-A-C-H-E, which means stain or mark. And he would use the flat brush.
I never knew that, so that's why it's moustache then.
Well,
It's a mouth stain.
a mouth stain, yeah.
Yeah, okay, lovely.
So little short marks with a flat brush. What's really interesting, now he would have probably used hog hair. Renoir used silk brushes, which would be the forerunner to nylon. Little short strokes, but with the flat brush, what's really interesting, you've got Irish heritage, you're good at running from Brits. Well, that's absolutely. So have I, actually. I'm from my descendants came over on one side from during the potato famine. So you can actually see that with this style you can paint quite quickly. You wouldn't think it, and have control. But I can use the brush on its edge for thinner lines and on its flat for bigger lines.
Yeah, you've already got sort of like looking clouds, haven't you?
Well, exactly, absolutely, and I think that's what's really interesting. Sorry, Facebook, it looks like you're having a bit of a blip. It's taking it in turns on what's going and what's not. All I can do is apologise, but I don't invent the internet. I'm very grateful for it because I'm able to reach you from all over the world, but unfortunately, even though we're the largest town in North Oxfordshire, we're still behind the times internet wise. So a bit more blue at the top. Now I might add a little bit of yellow ochre. Now what Monet would have done, because it's in oils, you don't want to dilute your brush too much, because every time you clean your brush you get more and more dilute. So he'd have either had a cloth to wipe it on or multiple brushes on the go. I'm not. I'm going to be cleaning my brush in between. But you can see it's like little bricks. Impressionism is the Lego of the art world. Good. It's lovely to have you with me. I've got 24 on Facebook, 20 on Instagram, and a handful. Good morning, Sharon, on YouTube. I've yet to branch into our TikTok channel. We can do lives on there, but I just don't have enough devices yet. When I upgrade my phone next, then I'll have an extra phone. Because I'd love to do more live feeds, but you can vouch for it, Sue. My schedule is just crazy. Oh God, the world would not be ready for more than one of me. So can you imagine? I can't cope with me. I don't think I could cope with two. Right, I'm just going to give this a little bit of a clean because I want to put a hint of yellow ochre in the sky just to have a bit of a glow.
So when we looked at those haystacks, you did them in different times of day,
yes.
Season. So
yeah.
What are we going for here?
This is summer.
Yeah.
I think this is the summer version. So yellow ochre and white.
Morning, summer morning.
I think it is. It's got there's when you look at the actual original. There's a little bit of ochre in here. You've got a very hazy, misty glow. There's a lot of white in there. So white is the crucial factor. So obviously I know Monet didn't paint in acrylics, so don't come at me. My most popular video on YouTube I made 13 years ago, and it's a 10-minute one that I actually made for a teacher in a special educational needs school on painting like Monet, because I couldn't teach the Impressionist class for her. Liverpool Liz, hello. And that we still get 100, 200 views a day on that video, which is amazing, because it was a really dodgy setup and I didn't have any technology 13 years ago. I just filmed it on my phone. Well, it looks really weird. Honestly, online, you should see, my classroom isn't very big. I can only fit 9 people in with a shoehorn. And my table I work from is, I've got a laptop in front of me. It's a 2-foot square desk. I've got a camera here for YouTube. I've got a mobile phone here for Instagram, and I've got a mobile phone over here for Facebook, a second screen. I've got a water jar and my brush jars, and that is it. That is all I have to work from. I'm in a very small space, but you know, it works. Right, so I'm now going to mix a sort of purpley colour with ultramarine and a little bit of red, cadmium red. The acrylics I'm using is Abstract by Sennelier. I really like working with those. I'm not paid. What's good about even though we've got quite a few followers on our account, we're not paid to promote anything. So the only ones I promote are what I actually like working with, which means you'll always get an honest point from me. You know, I won't sell my soul unless I get the good price. As I'm a ginger, I don't have a soul anyway to sell. So ultramarine red and white, cadmium red and titanium white, and these are the sort of bushes. Now what I can do is, if I have the flat brush more on a corner, it'll give me more of a blob. Now if you remember, Sue, from our art history last Friday, we talked about Renoir, who orchestrated the whole composition around ultramarine shadows. And in this one there are some very blue-purple shadows indeed. There is also a bit of yellow ochre in this. There's yellow ochre everywhere. I nearly did the lady with the parasol, but I remember how everybody was horrified by her elbow.
Well, you could have done it without, you know, you could have made it right.
No, never. I wouldn't do that to Claude. My mate Claude. So basically you want to use your brush directionally, so that will really help give you interesting shapes and lines and all of this kind of stuff. Obviously I'm rushing and I'm talking to multiple people at one time. Who says men can't multitask? Huh? 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 Nobody's saying anything good. Well, I can't read it anyway. They could be saying anything really awful. But I can take the abuse now. I love it. Because I don't care. I'm far too old to be upset by somebody saying I'm rubbish. Do something new. Heard it all before. Also, it's good for the algorithm.
Yeah, I don't care what you say, as long as you say something.
Facebook doesn't know if it's a nice or a nasty comment.
Exactly.
Bring it on. So it's lovely to have you. You can probably hear the bird song. Now, if it sounds like I'm in an aeroplane, it's just I've got a fan over my head. So I just realised I can hear the shh.
Yeah.
Bit of white. But you can see very quickly, you can build up a substantial amount of colour.
I'm doing it that way. I mean, that's completely different to the sky, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's, I mean, similar colours.
Yeah, but like the shapes and
Yeah.
stuff is completely...
And that's why with Monet's water lilies, his reflection was always vertical, but then the lily pads and stuff were always horizontal, so it made it look like you've got a glassy plane working along. Good luck if you're keeping up with me today, and well done. You will get a gold star, because I'm struggling to keep up with me today. I do love Monet. I do think his work's been sort of overdone now in terms of merch, you know, but I get people who want to make money from it. Right, let me give that a little bit of a clean, and then I'm going to go in with lemon yellow and ultramarine for some background, mid-ground trees and stuff. Have I bitten off more than I can chew today? Would it be me if I didn't? I do these things, you know what? I think, God, why have I done this to myself today? Why? Right, so there's a bit. I want a bit more ultramarine. It says lemon yellow, ultramarine, and white. I'm not mixing thoroughly, and these trees sort of do hit and miss. I've got a bit of a disruption online on Facebook. I don't know what's going on there. Instagram's fine. I'm back. Hello. Sorry, Facebook. Oh, it's not me. I don't know why I'm apologising. I've already warned you. You'll have to just... yes. Terribly sorry. Sorry for being in the way. Even though it wasn't in the way.
Sorry you had to bash into me.
Sorry about that. I'm terribly late for a train. Right. I might throw a bit of ochre in here as well, just to mess it up a bit, but I'm using the brushes in a slightly different way again, but it's come back. Hello, Diane. I'm back. Guess who's back? Back again. I don't know. Was that Eminem? Am I actually singing an Eminem? God, what's happened to my career? I'm talking to a phone singing Eminem songs. Never had that on my cards for 2024. So you can see it looks more tree-like, and there's some darker blues in there. Oh, hang on, I've got to click the CCTV camera because after 10 minutes that gets bored. Even that gets bored of me after 10 minutes. So well done if you're still there. So polite, I'm starting to sound Canadian. I don't think my Dudley accent would work with... I have got relatives in Canada, apparently. According to my DNA thingies. So I'm mixing blue with yellow ochre just to get slightly darker. I'm glad you're loving it. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. To watch me slowly sink into madness. With a 1/2-inch brush and some lemon yellow paint.
Been watching that for years.
I've never gone all the way though, have I? I come back from the brink. But I thought a fairly limited palette would be quite interesting as well. Right. I might come back to that. This is still wet. This is, I'm using the... What am I using? Because I know you're interested in all these things and I'm supposed to be like a micro-influencer. I'm using the Pebeo Pop Art canvas paper. So it's actual canvas, primed canvas in a pad. And it's really good stuff. Oh! Rosie, you've just asked what I've just this second answered. How about that? And I didn't pay you.
Was that in your box of goodies yesterday when you
No. This is a standard. I tend to use this for acrylics and what have you. The Blue Acorn do one and Sea White of Brighton do one as well, which I really like. So yeah, canvas paper today as a default setting. Right, now I should make that a bit lighter, but obviously I'm rushing. So I'm going to mix a really weird sludgy colour of ultramarine, yellow ochre, lemon yellow and white. But I don't mix it thoroughly, so if I flip my brush over, I've got another bit of a tone, you know? I think I've painted, I've got enough paint on my palette for the Sistine Chapel. I don't know what I'm doing. These are acrylics. I can't read. Ray Galloway watercolour. Hello, thank you for commenting. These are acrylics today because I did oils last night and I'm still reading from the mess of a full oil class. So these are Sennelier abstract acrylics and they do stay wetter for longer, I find. There's nothing in them that does that, but I really rate them. and in terms of affordability, they're fantastic price. I do want to try the new Rosa water acrylics. Sorry, the Rosa acrylics that we've just had delivered. Yeah, we've had Rosa acrylics and Rosa oil sets. The stand is going to cost me about £1,000, and I haven't got that. But if I had, I'd need to know that the paint would be what I want it to be, or it's better than the other brands that we've already got.
Where are you going to put a stand, Barry?
A stag?
In your stand.
Oh, a stand. Well, you see, this is the thing. I need to sort of reduce what we have in order to have newer stuff. Because to be fair, you know, we've been a shop for 14 years. We're heading to our 15th year, and 14 years this year, and we can't just carry stock for the odd person that only comes in once every 3 years that thinks they're regular. So I want to have stock that I use and enjoy, and our students buy. So I might have a change around. I've got to put some pinky bits in. It is, because I just need to have stuff that I know will work well with what we have.
So you say you've got a lot of paint on your doofer?
On my palette, yeah.
Palette. Can you reuse that later on, or will that?
No, it will start to go sludgy in about an hour,
Okay.
and then a skin will form on it within 2 hours, and then it will just be really hard and crusty.
Ooh, nice.
I know. But I'm gonna. Somebody asked this morning if I could demo how to load a fan brush, so I can, if I get chance, before I close at 2, because I'm out of here at 2. I was here till 10 last night, and Tuesday night and Monday night. So if I haven't got to be here, I don't stay. But you can see how quickly. I mean, it's only coming up to 11, and we've covered a huge amount. So you could see, in theory, with a small painting. In fact, that one, if you remember, that I showed you of the beach at Trouville.
Yep. Trouville.
Sorry if you're French. I'm from Dudley, and I can't do French. And Jackie's always telling me off because she can. There's bits of sand in it, so you can see that he would have painted. So if you imagine me out in the hay fields painting this, there's every chance that hay dust would get caught in what we were doing, especially if we were working in oils, which would be much stickier. Bird poo. Well, I have found that the flies, when you're painting in acrylics and oils outside, love to stick. The smell must attract them or something. So, Impressionism. Do you know what? I got 2 brushes out, but I'm only going to use this 1/2 inch flat just to show you how it can be achieved. Now, there is some sort of pinky cream colour, so if I go with ochre and cadmium red and white, not too much red because it may look like there's a massacre. I'm really flattered that so many of you can be bothered to watch me. It's really nice, from all over the world. Where are you all from? I'll have to look at the comments later because I can't read and paint very well. Where in the world are you from? Do some darker bits, some darker actual greens. So good morning, it's coming up Northamptonshire. Oh, you're miles away. Other side of the world. From Poole in Dorset. Lovely. Tasmania? Wow. Oh. Welcome. North London, hello. Well, we do a free demo on the first Saturday, Bedford, first Saturday of every month. North Wales. Borada. I'm in North Wales next weekend because don't forget we closed Friday and Saturday next week.
Oh, is it your weekend?
It is.
Oh.
Having team watches 6:25 Eastern US. Oh, amazing. From Pakistan, welcome. Melbourne, Australia. Oh, this is so lovely, isn't it? It really is. I could be emotional. I'm overcome with emotion. Right. It's so
When I
lovely.
come, what? I don't know,
And
a
you've come,
mile.
yeah.
It's a mile.
But you've braved the weather to come and see me, Sue.
Absolutely.
What? Or it's honestly, it's mid-July, and it feels like March with April showers today. It's just awful. Yeah, no, I'm in Wales. I'm on my. I only have 3 days holiday a year, Denise. I'm afraid, and it's always around the same time in July because it coincides with the anniversary of my mum's death. So we go. My siblings and I go to Wales to remember my mum, and it's me. I have a holiday. The cafe's open, but I won't be. Bit more white for the background. So there's a few little bits I don't want to faff too much, but I want to give you a sort of feeling. But you can see how it really does cover, and I know I've got the haystacks to go on there. Well, it does. It really does have a lovely texture. And considering I'm using, 3 colours and black and white, you can get a nice variety of stuff on here. Now I'm just trying to... It's starting to dry a little bit on the canvas, which is good, because it means I won't get my colours as muddy. Whereas if this was oils, obviously it would dry forever. It would take forever to dry. So this isn't going to be an exact copy of a Monet painting, because I'm not Monet and I'm not into forgery.
Yet.
Unless I get the right fee. No, I used to be asked to do that a long time ago, but I refused. Thank you, Fizzy. What is that? Fizzy ink? Thank you. Oh, I am. I'm blown away that there's loads of you from all over the world. Makes me feel special, Sue.
You are special, Barry.
In my own little way. Shape of cupcake. Monet painting cupcakes. Yeah, he really did. He loved painting cupcakes. They do look like cupcakes. Muffins, maybe. Or do you remember Millie's Cookies? I used to love the Millie's Cookies place. We had one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Here, but we used to have one in Dudley, and they used to do a lovely cookie, soft cookie dough in a muffin with really like that Betty Crocker chocolate. Oh.
Yeah. What happened to them? Did they go?
I don't know what happened, but I used to I could live
Probably,
off that.
I was going to say probably better for me that they're not.
Well, exactly, that's the problem. Because there's not a cookie place, is there, that's specific
No.
now?
No, 'cause we've got like Tessie's Bakes and stuff.
Yeah, well, do you know, Tessie's Bakes, her Jammy Dodger Blondie. Have you not tried that? Oh, you love your Jammy Dodgers.
I do like my Jammy Dodgers.
And you'll never guess what a student purchased for me last night in the oil class, and we tried it. Banana Jammy Dodgers. Banana flavoured jam Jammy Dodgers. Really
I'm
interesting.
not sure I think you should mess with the original.
Well, they actually bought me an apricot one for my birthday and an apple and blackcurrant Jammy Dodger, and the apple and blackcurrant one was absolutely gorgeous. Right, now there's some dark shadows coming behind here, so I'll do ultramarine and a little bit of yellow ochre just to darken up. Welcome if you've just joined. I'm painting like Monet in acrylics, even though he used oils, and I'm nearly done. But thanks for joining. Oh, that's all right, Denise. They do look like cupcakes, because if you joined late, you wouldn't know what on earth I'm doing. Sometimes I was here from the beginning, and I still don't know. Cooking with Barry. Yeah. Well, I do make my own bread every week. I make a loaf, and I make a lovely pie. I'm good with pastry, short crust.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I do enjoy cooking. I thank you for sending requests on my video on Instagram, but I don't know what that means. Sorry, I'm not that au fait with anything. I don't know what I have to do if I have to do anything, so I won't if you don't mind, because I can't afford to press any buttons that I don't know what I'm doing. Right, this dark shadow, which I'm using ultramarine and yellow ochre for, I'm going to pop that in before I do anything else, because I've got it on my brush now. Because the light is coming from the left in the painting. I have got a photocopy of his painting that I can use as reference. And I should hopefully be done by Q2 unless I get customers, and then I have to go and abandon you for a bit. But Sue will do a little tap dance for you.
I can do. I can sing Wind the Bobbin Up if you want.
Wind the bobbin up with actions?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Well, it's kind of getting there. I've put black out because I thought I might need black, but
You've not actually used it.
I've not used it yet. And if there's a really dark blue black behind the haystack here, which I could kind of, I don't know what I should have looked at the painting more thoroughly before I started this. But you know me, I have these ideas and then think, what on earth am I doing? Just need to do a few more highlights on the trees. Welcome for those of you that have just joined, and thank you for those of you that have persevered for the last half an hour through dodgy internet, through wind and rain. Oh, it's the Facebook feed's up. Yeah, it seems to, Facebook's always an issue. But good that we've got the YouTube channel and our Instagram, and I do want to start doing lives on TikTok soon. It's just difficult to try and be omnipresent at the same time. I'm just mixing a few more lighter bits for the background, trees and bushes and things. It's a bit dark, and I just want to do a few more little choppy bits inside just to make it play before I embark on the haystacks. I do enjoy doing these demos. I've always done for 14 years a live demo once a month in real life, but it wasn't until 2016 that I started doing them online, and it was just Facebook then, and it was just from my phone. And then we've changed a lot with all of this gadgetry, but now I'm multi-streaming. I'm still using my phone, but the camera's really good and it's just perfect. I'm just doing a few more little brighter highlights with lemon yellow and white using the corner of a fat brush. So you can see I've not changed my brush. I'm just washing it every now and again, which I know Monet probably wouldn't do. He'd have several on the go, but it does make a lovely difference. Just a few little brights, and then we can work out the haystack colours, which are more orange. But you can see how it would be possible to do if you've got a slightly larger brush, you know, like an inch flat or 3/4 inch. You could probably do this within half an hour to 45 minutes if it was a slightly large, you know, a 16 by 12 canvas or something like that. Because you see, the trouble with me is I'd not want to come back the next day. If I was nearly finished, I'd want to try and see it through to the end. But I do enjoy painting live. It's a good challenge. I'm just mixing up a really nice interesting gingery colour from yellow ochre and cadmium red for the darker part of the haystack. So if you notice, my strokes have changed to downward strokes because they are vertically aligned. Welcome, welcome, welcome if you've joined. You have missed all the really interesting bit. You've missed me doing all sorts of things, but you can watch it back. It will stay on our Instagram grid, and it will stay on our Facebook. If Facebook is still Facebook, are you still there? And our YouTube channel, The Archer Online. On our YouTube channel you will find hundreds of free art tutorials and demonstrations. across all media. And there's even darker stuff in there, which I'll put in. I think I need to add more red and a bit of blue. Ooh. You see, Monet would have done this instinctively, you know, whereas I'm having to second guess someone else and the way they painted. Laura in New York, hello, thank you for joining me. That's really lovely. Hopefully you're all enjoying this and finding it useful in some way. Want a bit of texture in there. There's a little bit of reflected light, but I'll do that in a bit. And the roof of the haystacks are actually really quite blue. And what I want you to think about as well, which will be really interesting, is the fact that Monet would have done this in oil, which means that nothing's going to dry for months. So how he got crisp, beautiful colours without oh, do you know, I need there's a few other bits in here, without doing you know, multiple layers or letting things dry and all of that kind of thing. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. There's some sort of bits of hay that haven't quite made it on the stack there. And I'm going to go with yellow ochre and a little bit of titanium white, maybe a little bit of lemon yellow as well for the roof. It's a nice straw colour, isn't it? So this time you can see that I'm using my brush in short strokes, but again directional. And that would come in handy for all manner of painting, really, not just if you're painting impressionist style. I wasn't going to draw it first because I doubt Monet would have sketched anything out first. He would have probably sketched with the paint. But since I was live and I'm not Monet, I thought, you know what, let's play it safe. And I'm doing one brush when I could have done multiple. So not only am I challenging myself in one way, I'm challenging myself every way possible. Why do I do? Oh, Facebook's gone off again. Facebook's back. Out of all the feeds, Facebook is the worst feed, I have to say, for live stream. Go with a bit more white. And oh no, Instagram's gone now. Spoke too soon. Instagram's back now. Hello. Sorry about the rubbish internet, guys. It's been bad for a week here. But you can see how it's sort of building up, can't you? Maybe. Now I want to go almost ultramarine with my shadow up here. Might go a bit green, but that's okay. Seeing these always reminds me of the story of the Three Little Pigs, you know. Yeah. I imagine this is what they tried to build.
Yeah, this is the housemaid's story.
Yeah. So you can, it's amazing, just with this brush, quite small, the amount of detail you can get. I might add just a little bit of ochre in with the blue, just to go a bit darker. and it should be much darker than this, but I'm fighting with the time, and I want to give you something that looks vaguely like it. I'll fiddle about with some slightly reflected light in here as well, but there's colours are all sort of blending together in places because of the light. It is what happens. Because you want it to feel a little bit organic as well, but it's amazing how there's not really much shadow other than in these piles anywhere else in the picture. Do you know there's nothing on the... I mean, you can't tell because you don't know what I'm painting from. But you'll have to take my word for it. There's a sort of pinky orange in there. That will be cad red, yellow, ochre and a little bit of white. I hope you're enjoying this. I mean, I know I'm no Bob Ross, and I'm not Monet, and nor would I pretend to be. But I do enjoy showing you different ways of doing things, because it's fun. And if it inspires one person to pick up a brush for the first time in a long time, then that's just perfect. I need to do a bit more in the foreground because it's not textured enough for what I want to think about. Oh, thank you, Woodio84. Thank you. I believe it's courteous to use your avatar names, because I don't know who you are anyway. I can't read normal names. I can only see your names that you use on here. So thank you so much for joining me. In the last couple of minutes I'll just do a few more little swatchy bits just to do that, because we've nearly finished. Oh, thank you, Sparkly Painter. And are you a Sparkly Painter? I need to know now. So directional shading is the key. So if you do though go and have a look and research some of Monet's stuff, I've got a few other Monet videos on our YouTube channel. You are more than welcome to have a bit of a watch and paint along, or you can even watch this back to paint along, because you can slow me down, you can pause me, and you can mute me, which is what a lot of people are jealous of in real life. I want that a little bit lighter, and then I'll clear off. But you can see what is possible in a very limited time frame with very limited brushes and very limited colour, which is what it's all about. Oh, thank you, Ali Russell. Thank you, D. Thank you. I'm glad you've enjoyed this. Thank you, Rosie. Hello, Rosemary. It was a good one that you've missed. Where have you been? Yeah, I'm off now, Rosemary. Soz. Thank you, Sharon. I'll just let you know what the next demo will be, and a reminder that I'm not here this weekend coming. I'm here this weekend, but not next weekend. The 12th, 13th and 14th. The next demo is the 3rd of August, Saturday the 3rd of August. Thank you, Sarah. 3rd of August, 11 o'clock UK time, and it's a beach scene in gouache. So Oh well, you can visit again. Thank you, Laura. Oh, that's really nice. I'm really glad that you've all found it useful today. Thank you, Beachy Denise. I've got to now work out how to stop all of these things, and I don't know how to do it. The Instagram live took me a long time. I've worked out the Facebook one because it says the word finish. So thank you so much. I'll see you in August. And for subscribers, you'll don't forget for a £1 UK, £1 a month. Oh, thank you, Mel. For £1 a month, you can subscribe on our YouTube or on our Facebook or Instagram channels, and you get access to lots of additional things and some free 2-hour lessons. Well, not free because you're paying £1 a month, but cheap, affordable lessons. I'll take a photograph of this and post it within the feeds or the stories so you can see what we're doing. So take care, enjoy your weekend, whatever the weather is, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Never delete.